Locked on target.
Hi crew, this is your boy Captain Chris coming at you with the Gamerlife Level 18's video response this week. And today we're going to be talking about the topic that Ghouls Gaming proposed. Why do you game? And B has done his video, and you'll get the link to that down there, as well as Ghouls Gaming video, because he's the one that kicked it off this week as far as the topic goes. So I like to give a special shout out to him. And let's get into the video proper. So for me, why I game is it comes down to fun, okay? And my fun can be split down into three areas, okay? Enjoyment, okay? If I'm not really enjoying the game, I just drop it, I just won't, it's not worth my time, I move on, okay? Kind of when I get like 3/4 of the way through most RPGs and I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like going to get X, Y, and Z side quest done to get this item that's needed for 100% completion and blah, 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 blah. And I'm a completionist, so, I have to do those things. I'm compelled to do every quest and every whatever to get 100% in the games that I play. So, for me, it's, I just, instead of actually beating the game, I just drop the game entirely if I just stop having fun with the game. And move on to whatever. Maybe I'll come back a few years later and then forget where I'm into the game anyways and just start over. So I don't know why I do it. I literally just like, oh, old save, who cares? And just start a new game because I don't know where I'm at in the story. By then I've usually forgotten what's gone on in the game. So it takes me a few years. But there are certain games that I hold on to longer, like Half-Life 2. But for the most part, 2-3 years in the game, I have no clue what's going on. So that's my memory limit as far as stories go, it seems. So that's what I use for movies as well. So for fun, for me, it's like if I don't enjoy what's going on in the game, I just want to move on to try something new. Because that's what a game is to me. It's a new experience, okay? You try to have these experiences as a human. Life's only so long, but for me, there's certain things I will never get to experience, okay? I thought I was never going to see Jerusalem, so when Assassin's Creed 1 came out, I went crazy, just to be able to explore a replicated Jerusalem. And having seen modern Jerusalem now, that game is 10 times more interesting to me to see oh yeah, that street's still there, and you know what I mean, that was a really cool part about Assassin's Creed. But for by and large, a lot of us are not going to be able to explore these other parts of the world. So for example, the Assassin's Creed series lets people kind of live in different time periods and live out different cultures and whatnot. And yeah, I know you're an assassin and you're always super cool and whatever, and you're always meeting the definitive personalities of those eras, and it kind of gets tongue-in-cheek and whatnot, but I still enjoy them. I still like them quite a bit. So that's kind of what makes those games good. It's not the combat, it's not even the story, it's the exploration for me. It's just seeing the city and seeing the people talking about X, Y, and Z, and you know what I mean, playing cards, or in Black Flag, going in to the pub and or the singing on the ship, listening to the pirates songs. And I'm weird, I know I'm not every gamer, but it's the little things like that put me right inside of the game and let me explore a world that I would otherwise be a foreigner to, and that I could only think up in my mind. It's like oh gosh, I'm gonna bring Guild Wars 2 into everything because you guys have started to play it now. But if you go into any of the home cities or the major cities or just anywhere around the world, you can hear the NPCs kind of talking to each other, and they have 2 or 3 loops. Don't get me wrong, there's not a lot of loops of dialogue, but you'll hear conversations, and that's special to me. That brought me into the world of Guild Wars more than Guild Wars 1 did. I mean, Guild Wars 2 fails in other ways, but just to see the NPCs kind of talking to each other, and that brought me into the world. So, exploration, I would say, is another key of how I have fun. Okay, so first I have enjoyment, then I have exploration, then I have oh gosh, this one's a little harder to quantify. Kind of this level up power fantasy that B is talking about, that he talks about in his response video. But for me, it's everything in my life moves so slowly. Okay, and I'm not trying to knock the church and whatnot, and please don't hear me of this, but I work pretty involved with church, and it seems like church time is on different time than real people time, where, like if I had a problem when I was working the phones for AT&T, it would get resolved, or there would be a meeting and it would be done, right? But in church, we have 6 meetings over 6 months to solve things, and then we pray about it. Like it just things take forever to get done in the church, and it doesn't matter which church I've worked with. This has always been a problem, and so for me, it's control. I can't control other facets of my life. I don't even try to control other people. You know what I mean? But in video games, I am that character. I can make an impact in this world. I can go on this epic quest. I can do this. If I'm gonna die 10 times making that jump, I'm gonna die 10 times making that jump. Or if I want to play a non-optimized build, I'm gonna play a non-optimized build, and I don't care, because that's my decision. It's something I can control. And another thing is games. You spend 40 hours, you experience what there is to experience in most RPGs, sometimes 80, and then you've had a huge arc of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like there's a point A, and there's definitely a point B, and there's a point C. In the storylines, and you've experienced all of this, and it's kept you entertained for 40 hours. But there's a definitive end to that story. Unless you are Halo 2, which, you're like, I'm going to finish this fight. Or, just a cliffhanger ending. Sorry for knocking Halo 2, but you know what I mean? Like, unless you sequel bait, there's a definitive ending to games, okay? That's satisfying. And that's cool for me, like, when I beat Tales of Symphonia. Yeah, I wanted more of that game, okay? I wanted more Tales, right? The Tales of series is just fantastic in general, but was what I was glad that the game ended in a way it did. I felt like I wanted more, but I was satisfied as well, if that makes sense. Contented, but I could have a little bit more. It's like when you eat a very good meal and you're like, wow, man, I'm full, but I could have more. That's the feeling I get when I play the Tales of series through. That being said, real life is not like that, okay? And real life is about playing the long game. A lot of the time, you have to wait and wait and wait and wait. We're waiting for. I've been out of college for 4 years now, and I'm still waiting to for my family to get that break. You know what I mean? You probably do if you're watching this, or another content creator on YouTube. Because let's face it, I mean, no one says to themselves, "I'm going to graduate college, and you know what? We're going to start YouTube." Well, I mean, I'm sure there's some, and I'm not trying to offend you if that's what's going on, but a lot of us have other dreams and other aspirations and other avenues that we wanted to pursue, but have just been shut down. B mentions that he never will be a part of the NFL. He'll never be the quarterback or whatever. I'm not very much into sports, so for me, I will never be the hero. I'll never be the epic whatever, except when I play Captain Chris, the character. For the upcoming series, I'll be a hero, but I will always play the hero. I will never be the hero. And you might say, oh, you're, the cliche thing. Well, you're being a stay-at-home dad for your daughter, and that's a hero in itself. Yeah, I do feel like, yeah, that's me being a hero in my daughter's life. But I won't be the hero that goes out and saves millions of people and whatever. Like goes out and goes through this altruistic thing and whatever. And I'm not all too altruistic myself much anymore because I've been altruistic for many years of my life, and it's just left me jaded, and that's not healthy. And I'm trying to work on that, but it just feels like I continually pour out more of myself into other people than what they pour into me, and it's getting old. But sorry. Back to the topic, which is why I game. Part of the reason why that is I don't have to worry about things like pouring into other people when I game. You know what I mean? It's an escape for me, straight up. I don't have to worry about doing X, Y, and Z unless I set that goal for myself in the game. There's no one on my back to get this done. There's no consequence for my character respawning 10 times, as I mentioned earlier, other than whatever arbitrary death penalty. And, I'm not trying to say that gaming can't have meaningful consequences, but the consequences there are removed from my real life as far as if I don't do X, Y, and Z, it's not like a member of my family dies or, that type of thing. It's not, the consequences of gaming are real in a sense that there is loss associated with them, but it's not real physical loss. Okay. And that's the difference. Is it's very little risk, high reward. All right. And that's kind of why I play games. Is it's fun. It's straight up fun. So again, check out B's video and check out Ghouls Gaming, and I'm looking forward to everyone's responses to this because let's face it, I mean, we're all different. We all game for different reasons. We all do different things and love different games because of how we are. To sum up my view, it's if it's fun, if it's three things under that are enjoyment, exploration, and this idea of living out, having control. So of some facet of my life, because I'm not saying I'm a control freak, but I just want like one thing to go to plan, just once, because that's me in a nutshell. Is I make these plans all the time, and it just seems like they fall apart. And it's not because I don't try or stick with something. It's just it goes nowhere ever. But it's not like I've lost hope. I still have hope. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm like so negative. It's just I've realized at this point that even your backup plans need backup plans. All right. In order for life to go well. But we're still alive, so that's good. So again, thank you for watching the video, and most of these aren't going to be this negative, but that's why I game, is to kind of get away the negative things in my life. That's. I'm sorry I had to kind of share that, but that's part of the reason why we have this community. Is you might do it because you're trying to get on the high score list. I'm doing it because I'm trying to stay sane. So that type of thing. But again, thank you for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching this video. And check out B's original video and Ghouls Gaming, and I look forward to watching all your videos. And if you want to join into the discussion, make your own video. It doesn't have to be cool like mine, and doesn't have to have all the cool music and special effects in the background. Just do whatever, play whatever you're playing and put your voice over it. All right. Or just, if you can't capture footage of games, just do it on your cell phone. Or if you don't have a cell phone, I don't know, man. Write it up and post it on a comment. That works too. So again, thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to looking at your responses too. Until we meet again, stay on target.